Who here feels ready beyond ready to attack their goals and see some results? Like yesterday. What's up guys, Coach Carissa here. Welcome to our channel. This channel is all about helping real women lose real weight by uncovering the fact that your breakthrough really only lies at the intersection of the actions you take and the beliefs that you hold, which is just our fancy way of saying that you can't only concern yourself with the physical actions you're trying to take, like how you're eating, how you're moving, things like that, but you also need to get a grip on what's going on with you internally so you can stop self-sabotaging, stop falling back to your old habits, and stop having to start over and over and over again. So enjoy this week's lesson and subscribe for more. Tonight we're talking about being determined. Who here feels ready beyond ready to attack their goals and see some results? Like yesterday. Do you feel determined as ever, confident as ever that you're going to follow through this time? Awesome. Don't worry. I'm not going to deflate your confidence or pop your balloon. I'm glad you have that. You definitely need it. I'm glad you've reached a place where things have maybe gotten bad enough, or you've simply had enough, right? To be willing to move mountains and get your health in order. Because that type of confidence is exactly what it takes to win. But when it comes to moving mountains, and let's not be naive and think transforming your health isn't a massive mountain, right? You need two things. First is that strong, motivated conviction and commitment to do whatever it takes, for as long as it takes, to move the mountain. But second, you need an actual strategy to move it. I've talked to a lot of women who feel determined and have even admitted that it's going to be a process and it's going to take time and things will need to change slowly and incrementally. But Monday after Monday, they'll wake up having done very little to actually move that mountain. And when I check in with them, they'll often say things like they know they need to work on their eating habits or their exercise consistency, right? These huge mountains. Or they'll say something like, I need to get my crap together and get back on track, whatever that means. But then 2, 3, 4 more Mondays will pass by and they'll still have realistically done nothing. So why is this? Well, it's because they're trying to move the whole mountain in one big push. And that's impossible. They have the right mindset, but the wrong strategy. So what I want to discuss tonight is how to actually attack your goals and how to actually get results when you're in that type of determined headspace. Because no matter how determined you are, you still need tactics to implement what needs to happen in your life so you can actually move forward. So, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How do you lose weight? 1 pound at a time. Yep. How do you walk a mile? 1 step at a time. So how do you move a mountain? 1 pebble at a time. So the faster you can identify the pebbles, the faster you can see results, and the faster that mountain gets moved. So I'm going to give you a 4-step strategy for identifying pebbles. If you're taking notes, grab a notebook, but you can totally listen to this later and you can do this in your free time. First step is to state your macro problem. You can have several, but state one to start. For example, maybe your eating habits are poor. That's a macro problem. Second step is to list as many contributing factors to that overarching macro problem as you can think of, right? We can call these micro problems. Be sure to spend some time here writing all of them down. So if your macro problem is poor eating habits, maybe some contributing factors are skipping meals, not eating enough protein, choosing poor quality foods, maybe eating too many over-processed foods. List as many as you can think of. Third step is to go line by line on your micro problems, your contributing factors, and find a contributing factor for each of those. We'll call these your pebbles. So if your micro problem is skipping meals, ask why. Maybe you wake up late. Maybe you don't plan for what you're going to eat for lunch when you head out for work. Okay, list as many contributing factors to those micro problems as you can think of. These are your pebbles. Maybe if you don't eat enough protein, ask why. Maybe it's as simple as you don't buy enough protein sources at the store, so you don't have them at home when you need them. Maybe you choose poor quality foods. Ask why. Maybe you don't buy higher quality foods. Maybe you consume a lot of over-processed foods. Why? Maybe you prioritize convenience meals. Okay, so list all those out. Be as detailed as possible for yourself and truthful. No one's gonna see this but you. And then last step is going line by line and finding a solution to each pebble. If you find a solution for your pebble, and then follow through with that solution, you move the pebble. If you move enough pebbles, you'll move the mountain. So if your micro problem is skipping meals and you find that it's because you wake up late or you don't plan for lunch, the solution might be to meal prep your breakfast or wake up earlier, or meal prep your lunch, or decide where you're going to eat out so you don't skip meals. If you don't eat enough protein and your solution was, or your pebble for that was not buying enough protein sources when you grocery shop, the solution would be to figure out how much protein you need to eat in a week and make sure you purchase enough at your grocery store. You'd be blown away at how many people want to change their eating habits but forget to change their grocery shopping habits. That could be as simple as that. Same thing with choosing poor quality foods, right? Purchase more quality foods so you have them on hand. If you consume a lot of over-processed foods because you prioritize convenience, start reading labels and choosing more nutritious options when you're buying things and when you're eating out. The overarching point of tonight's lesson is if you pick one pebble to solve at a time, one pebble at a time, you'll move mountains. And that strategy will transform your health so much faster than you could have ever expected without the overwhelm. Thank you so much for watching. We truly hope you enjoyed that lesson. So every single week we make room for one guest spot on these support calls. So if you'd like the opportunity to attend, ask questions, receive coaching, just hit the link in the description box, or you can head over to gainslinger.com/coach me. Once again, that's Gainslinger, GAINSLINGER.com/coach me, all one word. Have a blessed day and we'll see you next week.